If you go onto YouTube right now and type in IELTS, you will find a bunch of videos that are all about getting a band 9. They will try and sell you things like secrets of band 9. This is a band 9 structure. These are words that you can use to get a band 9. This is a band 9 writing sample. And in this video, we're going to talk about why that is nonsense for most people and you shouldn't pay attention to it at all. So the reason why I say this is nonsense is that getting a band 9 for 90% of people isn't going to make much of a difference to their life. And so I'm going to look at for visas and I'm going to look at for going to a university. So if you're studying for the IELTS test for a visa, usually they'll have a cutoff, and this is going to be different in different countries. I think usually it's around a 6.5, but you should go and check what it says. But if you meet that threshold, they don't really care how much above that threshold you are. They just want to see that you have this level of knowledge of English before they'll give you a visa. So if you're applying for a visa, do check really carefully exactly what they're looking for, but most of the time it doesn't make a difference. You can get a band 7, you can get a band 8, you can get a band 9. It's going to have exactly the same impact on you. And so if it's going to have the same impact to get a band 7 as a band 9, why would you go to all of this effort learning all these IELTS secrets and different things people try and sell you, spending a lot of time and money to then not have that impact your life? So think about what if you really need to get a band 9 if you're applying for a visa. So if you're studying for the IELTS because you want to apply for a certain university or a certain course, the first thing you should do is go to the course website and they will tell you what kind of level of IELTS they're going to expect from you to get onto that course. And so if you go to a lot of websites, it's usually going to be a 6, 6.5 or a 7, and they might have a few extra requirements. So some universities will ask you for a 6.5 overall, but nothing can be below a 6. So if you have like a 5.999, that's not going to be good enough to get in, so you need to have a 6 in every single aspect of the IELTS test. Now, what a lot of people believe is that getting a higher score on the IELTS test will help them to get into university. People think, oh, well, if I have a 9, the university is far more likely to admit me. But I would say in most cases that's not how university admissions work. They only care that you have a certain score so you can get in. And if the score is over 6.5, you get a 6.5, that'll be fine. If you get a band 9, that's exactly the same. So it won't impact you to get a higher score than the threshold. Getting a 6.5 and getting a 9 is usually going to be the same for university admissions. Actually, a lot of universities will let you apply and they will even admit you before you get the IELTS exam. You might submit all your transcripts, write your essays, do an interview, whatever else they want from you. You can do all of those things and then they will let you in. They'll say, yes, you can come to this university. We want to have you on this course. And then they will ask you to get a certain IELTS score before you are allowed in. So they might say, yes, you need to get a 6.5, and it's called a conditional offer. The offer is conditional on you reaching a certain IELTS requirement. So in that situation, which is true of a lot of universities, it really doesn't matter how high your IELTS score is to get into those universities. If you're thinking about taking the IELTS test, usually that's because you have a certain goal in mind. So think about exactly what that goal is before you try and take the test. Now, the last thing I'd say on this is some people think, oh, well, I will study for a level 9 and then if I miss it, at least I'll get an 8 or a 7. So let's say you're trying to study for an IELTS 7 for writing. Now, I would say the best thing you can do in that situation is to read some essays that are a level 7, some essays that are a level 6, and some that are a level 5, and try and see the differences between those. If you just read a bunch of band 9 essays, probably be a lot of stuff in there that's unnecessary for you to get that score, and so it won't be as useful for you. So don't just focus on this band 9 unless there is genuinely a reason for you to need it. Go and read some different essays, read some 7s, read some 6s, read some 5s, look at speaking tests which are a band 6, 7, 5, even 4, and look for some of those differences. Don't worry about all that stuff at the top of the IELTS grading criteria unless you really actually need that score. And go and check exactly what score you need for whatever it is you want to do with this test. I hope that's useful for you. If you're looking for more IELTS tips, you can hit like, hit subscribe down below, and you'll get updated with our latest videos. If you're confused about anything or you have any comments, you can always leave a comment down below. Ask me anything. I'll get back to you. See you soon.